How to overcome social anxiety so that you can finally feel comfortable in your own skin. So, growing up, I had crooked teeth, and in middle school and high school, man, I used to get teased for it to the point where it made me really mad, really self conscious, and I just hated my smile, my teeth. I didn't speak, I was very introverted. And because of those things, I was just a very quiet kid. But you would never know that it was because I didn't like my teeth. I can remember one day, I think I was in seventh grade, me and a kid was going back and forth roasting each other, and he said, "Philip, man, it looks like you've been chewing on a rock." And that actually hurt my feelings really bad, and I just said, all right, whatever. And it really hurt my feelings, guys. And growing up, being poor, not really having it like that, I didn't even waste time asking my parents about braces because I knew it was going to cost a lot, and I knew they would just tell me no. So I had to live with it. And one day, something changed. I went to a Food Line, which is a grocery store, and I had some Skittles and some Gatorade. And as I went into the line, I was approached by this old lady that was checking me out. And I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And she said the same thing back. And she said, "Wait, you have a really nice smile." And I was like, "What? No, I don't." She's like, "Yeah. Like, if you look, you have dimples." And I was like, "Dimples? Like, what are those?" She's like, "Yeah, it's a little dents in your cheeks." So I was like, "Okay." So I go home, look in the mirror, smile, and lo and behold, I had dimples. Now, to tell you how rare dimples are, about 20% or only 20% of the population in the world has dimples. So it's a very rare thing. And that's why you hear people say, "Oh, he's so cute, he has dimples," or "Oh, she's so cute, she has dimples." Like it's rare, it's not a common thing. And I would have never known that unless I practiced smiling or got comfortable smiling. So from that day moving forward, I started to smile everywhere I went, and I felt way, way more comfortable. And as I got comfortable with it, I think other people got comfortable with it too because they just noticed it, saw it. Hey, that's Philip. He has crooked teeth, but he's still a cool guy. He's still a funny person and all this other stuff. And if you ever sat with me in a therapy session, one thing you probably notice is what? I smile a lot, right? So imagine, like, I go from this grumpy kid, quiet kid, right? Doesn't smile, doesn't crack jokes and all that, other stuff. And now he's someone that's like always smiling, very warm, very like personable, if you will. And as a therapist and a coach, you would like to say that that's very helpful for me. And that's something that I gained to love. And it comes from this place of self acceptance. And that was the key, right? I started to accept myself for who I was. I knew that, hey, I didn't have to get braces, didn't have to change my teeth or anything like that to feel like me, to be warranted, to be worthy, and all these other things, right? That's what I want to talk to you guys about, and I want to help you guys with overcoming social anxiety. And that's going to lead me to my first point. One of the things that you have to do to help overcome social anxiety is you have to expose yourself. And that's what I did with smiling. After I smiled in front of that old lady in the grocery store, I started smiling with my friends, my family, like random people, if you will, right? My clients. And as a result, I got more comfortable with smiling. And as a result, they got comfortable with it too. And that's not even to say that they weren't uncomfortable to begin with. I just showed them that, hey, this is me. And they got they could feel that confidence from me. They felt like, hey, like, this is a cool guy and he loves to smile, right? So what I want you guys to do when it comes to your social anxiety is I want you to start off small. And one thing that I love telling my clients to do, and if you're a client of mine and you're listening, you know I tell you this. Go to a grocery store and just start practicing saying hello to people. And even when you get to the checkout line, look at the person's name tag and tell them thank you, name. Okay, so thank you, Sally. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Mike. Whoever it is, as a way to start to build personal connections with people. And what we do after that is we start to raise the bar a little bit, where now you're not just saying hey to people, but you're giving them compliments. Hey, I like your jersey. How long have you been a Miami Heat fan? Or hey, I like your shoes, man. The Jordan 6s are my favorite. These are the things that's going to help you to feel a little bit more comfortable beyond just the normal haze, how you doing, and things like that. And you may be surprised, but you may make a friend out of it. But that's not the outcome that we're looking for, right? The outcome that we're looking for is a yes or no. Yes, did I do it? Or no, did I not do it? And if we didn't, we need to look at the thoughts that got in the way of us doing it, okay? And from there, we just keep raising the bar, right? Maybe you find yourself, and I'm going to stick to the grocery store. Maybe you find yourself in the meat section looking at some poultry. I would tell you to ask that person standing beside you, hey, how do you typically cook your chicken? And they may tell you, hey, I'm Italian and typically this is how we do it. and you may be African American, you may be Latino, and you may pick up a whole new dish that you can try that day, right? Like practice these little almost like icebreakers, if you will, as a way just to practice just getting open and out there just speaking to people. And it's gonna build from there, okay? So start off slow and start to build yourself up. Now, here's something I want to add to that. You need to ask yourself, well, what is the purpose? What is the why for me speaking? You may find yourself being an entrepreneur, salesperson, someone that does real estate, someone that's maybe a teacher, educator, like whatever it is. I know that your job requires some form of communication, and this is going to be a great way for you to practice being able to speak and persuade and get people to buy your side of things, right? To come to your way of thinking. And this is a great way to practice those skills. You may also say, hey, coach, I'm single and I've been single for the past 2 years and I'm ready to get out there and date, but I'm afraid of speaking to people. You may be someone that has gone through a tough breakup, right? If that is the case, let's practice these skills because we're looking to get into a relationship, right? What is your why? We want to find that, and we want to attack that reason behind the exposure that we're doing. All right, number 2, and I love this one. You have to get interested in people. I tell all my clients who say that they're suffering from social anxiety, they don't like speaking to people, I actually get kind of tough on them. And I say, you're being selfish. And I kind of laugh and chuckle just to let them know like I'm not like coming at them like for real, but to be honest, I am. And the reason why is because when someone has social anxiety, they're all thinking about them, right? Like, what if I stutter? What if I say something that puts my foot in my mouth, right? What if everybody's looking at me and I don't know what to do? And that's a big one. People always think everybody's looking at them. Trust me when I say people are so busy in their day, especially here in Miami. Like, we're trying to get from point A to point B fast. Like, we're not just trying to get there. We're trying to get there fast and efficient. So as a result of that, I don't have time to really be looking at you and checking you out. Like, I got places to be. So what I want you to start doing is when you meet someone new, I want to challenge you to remember their name the first time they tell it to you. And then I want you to practice throwing it out there as you guys are speaking. Just 2 days ago, I went to this networking event and I met a guy named Derek and a guy named Joel. And that's a testament that I can remember their names because I was very intentional about wanting to remember their names when I went to speak to them. And as we're speaking, I took more of a listening role. You know, they were talking to me and I was definitely listening and learning about them because they were great guys. But I wanted them to know that I'm very interested in what you got going on. So I asked Joel, like, hey, how did you end up in Miami? And he'll tell me, I'm from Maryland. I came down here to play football and all this other stuff. And I asked Derek, how do you get down here? He says, man, I'm from Chicago. I'm a vlogger. I do travel lifestyle. And I just wanted to come down here and I ended up getting stuck. Like, it was just by accident, right? And I want you guys to notice that even as I tell you that story, I'm able to tell you not only these guys' names, but where they're from and why they came to Miami. Why is that? Because I went in there with a purpose. It was all about them. And it was less about me. Here's a bonus tip, right? Because I'm giving you guys gems right now. I'm just kind of like throwing them at you. Here's a tip. When you're speaking to someone and you want to get interested in them, you can use this technique called mirroring. Okay, mirroring is what you do when you want to get more information about someone. And all you have to do is just simply repeat the same words that they just said. All right, so they may say something like, let's go back to Joel. So Joel said, hey, I came down here from Maryland because I wanted to play football. I would just simply say, you wanted to play football? And he would say, yeah, like I got into this, arena league or this miniature league, like whatever it was. And from there, like I played in this team, this country, I played in that all-star game and that and yada, 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 right? He would not have gone that deep unless I knew how to pull that information out of him, right? And I only did that because I want to get to know this person. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, right? Honestly, not even an entrepreneur, because if you sell houses, cars, if you're in some type of like business or organization, you can use mirroring to get to know more about your customer to try to point them in the right direction of the sale, okay? And that's why that technique is so powerful, and that's why you need to be all about them and less about you. So this second point, get interested in the people, actually take time to notice their name, right? And practice mirroring. Really ask yourself, do I know this person? And that'll help you to get less about you and more about them. And that'll help you with your anxiety. All right, number 3, and this is a great one as well. You have to adjust your goal. When people go out, let's just say to a bar because they want to meet someone, they want to meet their next girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever. When you go out to the bar, if your goal is, hey, I need to leave from this bar with 5 phone numbers of potential dates, then you're going about it all the wrong way. If you get on a sales call and your whole purpose is to, hey, get them to say yes, like if that's your true goal, you're going about it the wrong way. Now, why am I saying that? Well, here's the thing that you have to understand. We can't control outcomes. We can't control people. But what we can control is the actions that we take. And based on the actions that we take, we hope that it's able to influence the outcome into our favor or influence the other person that we're speaking to say yes to our offer, whether it's to offer to a date or offer to a $5,000 coaching program. That's what we're hoping for. Now, when you go out into these spaces, I want you to focus on what is it that I should be saying? Where should my focus be? What is it that I should be doing? These are all things that's going to put the ball in your court, right? And at the end of the day, we don't want to check, yes, they said yes to our offer or no. The boxes that we want to check is, did I do it or did I not do it? And this goes back to point number 1 about the exposure, right? If your goal is a healthy goal that is all about you, it's going to help you to go out there and focus on that things that you can control and less about what you can't control. Thus giving you that feeling that, hey, I can do this. Or we can even say just it gives you hope, right? Because when you go out there not knowing if someone's going to say yes or no, and your identity is attached to that, you may find yourself feeling hopeless, afraid, scared. Because if they do say no, and that's the most important thing in your life, then guess what? You're going to feel like you're a failure. And who wants to feel like a failure, right? I don't even want to feel like that. So adjust your goal whenever you go out. Make it more so, did I talk to 5 people rather than did 5 people give me their numbers? That'll help you to feel more confident when you're going out in public places. All right, and the last one, number 4, you have to let go of the harsh judgments. The harsh judgments that we say about ourselves, believe it or not, a lot of them is not even our own words, but it's words that maybe we've been told as a young kid. As I mentioned, someone once told me, hey, coach, it looks like you've been chewing on a rock. That hurt my feelings, guys. And if I allow his opinions to become facts about me, I would be afraid to speak to people. I wouldn't be the smiling guy that I am, right? Like my whole confidence would have been shot. But for me, I had to let go of that. And Lord, I thank you for the woman that said, hey, you have a pretty smile, because it helped me to see a different side of things. And I don't even want you guys to have to be relying on that part, right? Because here's the thing. When you say yes, who can say no, right? When you say this is good enough, when you say that I am worthy, right? It allows you to go through life with this armor. And with this armor, it protects you from all the harsh judgment that other people are going to say, or maybe even what your mind would say. And that's what we want, guys. So one technique that I give my clients is called leaves on a stream. And what I tell them to do is imagine placing their thoughts, especially the harsh judgment thoughts, right? So the self-doubt, the self-criticism, all that stuff. I tell them to place those thoughts on a leaf and to imagine that leaf being carried down a stream and to the point where it's falling off a cliff. That is how you let go of harsh judgment. And when you're able to do that, it allows you to distance yourself from all the negative things that your mind is saying. And it leaves you to be all of you, to be the authentic version of yourself. And this is going to help you to move through life, move through those conversations truly as you are, a more than capable person. And these are the 4 things, guys, that's going to help you with that social anxiety. If you use these and you practice them, trust me when I say, you'll be a flawless communicator and you start to see things will fall in your direction, whether it be the next date or the next sales call. So guys, with that being said, my name is Coach Wells. I'm a therapist, I'm a coach, and I want you guys to subscribe to this channel so that we can get more information like this. All right, guys, I'll see you later.